Namaste. This is the recording for the yen, the week that I'm going to be in North Carolina. My sisters have been helping my mom take care of my father, and they need a vacation. So, since they're going on vacation, I'm heading over there to help out my mom and my dad. And the last time I went, I attempted to do a live stream class from there, and it just didn't. Their house is so full. There's not really the space that I found, it didn't work with the depth of the room. Another space I found, it didn't work with the lighting. And anyway, I ended up outside, and then the neighbor's dogs pitched a fit. So I just think it's best if I just record them and send them out while I'm away. And then that way I can also be there, 100% for my mom in case, she needs my assistance. All right, so this is Yen. And I know you guys have probably heard the song before, and I'm only going to say one little blip. Take a load off Fanny. And then it continues. It's actually called The Band. If you've heard of The Band, they were also the ones up on Cripple Creek. It's the same musicians. Anyway, that particular song, I'm not really going to bring any of the lyrics into it, but that song's been kind of coming into my head this week because last week, woof, I was not expecting the eclipse of the full moon to have such an impact on me emotionally, because I had also heard and read as an Aries, it was going to be something really good. But as we know, sometimes things have to happen or come to light before you can see the good in it, or the good lesson in it, or you know what I mean. So um, I actually was good after a couple days of that initial eclipse. And then over the weekend, Rob and I got hit with some information that we weren't aware of. And it was concerning and kept us up 2 nights really late. But anyway, that song has been coming into my head. Take a load off Fanny. And when the writer was asked what the song meant, what did the lyrics mean to him, he said, the song is written for the idea that, we can't live up to sainthood. Or when we feel like the demands of the world, or the demands of responsibility, or the demands of life events, are just, impacting us and influencing us in a way. And I thought it was appropriate to bring this up for Yin Yoga, because Yin Yoga, we are trying to lay our burdens down. And sometimes we can feel heavy laden. Sometimes we feel like we're holding the weight of the world on our shoulders. That's an expression for a reason. So in Yin, we get to just kind of let go and enjoy breathing out and just kind of melting into these positions. So let's do that now with our intention of taking the load off. All right, I'll meet you on the mat. So we're going to start sitting upright today. Crisscross the ankles. Sit up nice and tall. Close the eyes. And take some deep breaths in and out through the nose. Noticing the stream of the air as you breathe in. Notice the outflow as well. When you inhale, Lift up taller through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, relax the shoulders. And then follow the in-breath up to the crown. And the out-breath down towards the tailbone. Perhaps feeling the chest rise and fall. Allowing the breath to center and to heighten your focus. Set your intention to lay any burdens down. Whether it's psychological, physical, emotional, or a blend of two or more. Join your hands to Anjali Mudra, prayer position at your heart, and bow your head. Giving gratitude for this day, for this life, for this time, for this practice, and the breath that ties you to another realm. Maybe even taking a moment to ask for any weight to be lifted, to ask for clarity in your own decision making. Or just ask that this practice renews your mind, body, and spirit. And then gently lift the head and open the eyes. Rest your hands beside you and lift your left arm skyward. As you exhale, slide your right hand over, but you're going to really collapse the underside of the body and drape down in a heavy fashion with the top arm in a C curve and checking in to see if you can lower the heaviness of the head. Bending that bottom arm so the shoulder stays relaxed. Stay grounded on your seat. Stay open with your breath. Slowly release the arm down in front of the face. Let it hang in the direction of your lap. And then gently turn your chin downward, your gaze downward. And now relax the top shoulder more. And breathe. It's almost like you're trying to mimic a flower that is wilting. Now push down into your right hand and let your left shoulder slowly guide you up. Resting palms open on the lap, straightening the head, closing the eyes. Notice the difference between the two. Sink the fingertips back down. Flutter the eyes open. Inhale, uplift your right arm. Exhale, walk or slide your left hand over. Stay rooted down in your seat. And then collapse in the underside of the body. Let the top arm create the C curve. Let your head descend more. Feel free to close your eyes at this point and breathe. Funny enough, this one gets challenging to hold. Notice how gravity just wants us to come on down. So let's start to let go in the right arm. Let it drape down in front of the face, down in the direction of your lap. Sink that shoulder away from the face. And maybe start to tilt the chin down. The face down. And breathe. Press down into that left hand. Use your right shoulder to casually find your way up to a formal seat. Palms open, eyes closed. Feeling that integrate a little more. And then opening the eyes. If you're sitting on a prop like I am, go ahead and come away from that seat. We're going to take the left leg out in front of us, and the right foot's going to come to meet the inner part of the knee. Sweep the arms up, relax the left foot, and when you're ready, draw in through the navel and just round it down in a slow, sloth-like manner. Once you pour over, I suggest closing the eyes. Remember, the yin is like the dark side of the yin yang sign. Instead of looking out towards the external light, try to look in to discover your inner light. Turn and flip your hands down and roll out of that position. Lift up energetically. And then twist to the right. Left hand can cross over to hold the knee. Right hand behind the back. Gazing across the back shoulder if that's comfortable for the neck. If not, do a little less. The chin can always stay in line with your chest. Close the eyes and breathe. Three more. And exhale, unwind. The right knee will lift, the leg will slide out. You'll bend the left knee and turn open from the hip. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, half butterfly. Draw the navel in. Slowly pour over the front leg. Flip your hands upside down. Fingers can curl in. The head can draw down. Let go of any muscular activity through the straight leg. That we're truly opening and targeting the connective tissues of the body. Searching for your inner light. With every breath, think of it starting to shine more and more. Take a load off your neck. Take a load off your shoulders. Take a load off your back. Inhale, come. Exhale, turn to the left. Right hand can catch the knee. Left hand stacks behind you. Finding that nice rotation for your neck. And concentrate on your breath. Exhale, let's unwind from that twist. Lift your left knee, slide your right foot back, lean back into your hands, and you're just going to take the knees over to one side and then to the other. So I would inhale to one, exhale to the other. Inhale to one, exhale to the other. One more. Now, once you come up, keep your feet stacked but wider than your mat. Your hands are going to slip under your knees, and your head is going to lower. You can choose to be here, or you can lift your toes and let your heels sprawl out. There's other variations, so if you have a favorite, you can take it. But remember, we're trying to mimic the tortoise who's hiding in its shell. Maybe for some solitude, maybe for protection, maybe just to withdraw away from the demands of the world. Inhale, we're slowly going to exit out. Bring your hands to center, push them down, and slowly unroll the back. Now the feet, we're going to slide together, creating that rhombus shape with the legs. Inhale, lift to the crown. And I'm not going to do a back bend now. I'm just going to erect the spine first and then cinch in through your low ribs and then start to fold over. And just melting downward towards that subtle, powerful force of gravity. Now, personally, it's not good for me to hang that head too heavy too long. So if you are with me on that, you can prop your head up. I'm doing it with prayer hands, but you can always add in blocks, bolster, Stonehenge, a chair, whatever you need. Good. Inhale, come up. Slide the right foot back so your left shin can cross more in front of you. And then we'll pick up the right ankle and set it on the left knee for double fire log. If that's too much, just step that right foot over and in front of you, and that should help minimize the additional work your hips may not be ready for. All right, inhale, we first float up through the crown of the head. As we exhale, we start to tip forward and just casually come into this pose, because this is one of the more intense yin postures. The good thing about closing the eyes as you enter into a pose like this, it can really help you tune into the sensation, to tune in to notice if it is blocking or prohibiting your breath. So you don't want sensation to play out over the breath. And then forward folds, emphasizing the out breaths, can help us to feel as though we are releasing whatever load we may be carrying. Sometimes it may be at a subconscious level, which is another reason why we like to work into the body, so we can notice, ooh, what is that? What's showing up there? Seven more breaths. Slowly backing away. Leaning into your hands, sliding the legs out. Then you can just slowly flip-flop the feet. Let them hang away from your midline a moment. This is hammock pose. Slide your left foot in, your right foot over towards the other side of the mat. Once that's crossed in front of you, pick up your left ankle, cross it over towards that right knee. Lift up energetically. Exhale, start to dive down. Each side is different. Respect and honor the differences. 7 more breaths. Inhale, let's rise up. Cautiously come out, slide your hands back, feet forward, and rock them in and out. Let them hang open. Slide your feet back. Inhale to one side. Exhale to the other. Continue. All right. We're going to spin around. Come to the top of the thighs. The hands are going to be ahead of the torso, coming up to this form of seal. If seal is too much compression, if you feel some impingement in your low back, or if it's just not feeling good, you can always bring the forearms down and do sphinx, or walk the arms ahead of you and bow to prayer hands. Always options. More height by stiffening the arms. Less work by coming down to forearms. We're becoming even more passive. And if you've been, weighed down, this may be your better option. Breathe into the floor with your belly if you're in that lower version, so that you're strengthening and stimulating the diaphragm. If you're up in seal, come down to the elbows like I'm doing. Same with Sphinx, walk the arms forward. Rest your third eye into your thumbs. And then slide the base knuckle of the thumbs up from the inside of the eyebrows up to the third eye and on up to the hairline. And then fan your hands out. Use the outer knuckle of the thumbs or use the heel of your hands. Press in with a little pressure and circle your hands around your temples. And then come back, resting in prayer hands. Pressing more into the outer thumbs, sliding them up through the brow, apart from each other, down to the temples, to the heel of the hands, circling several times, lifting and squeezing at the same time, and then coming back, hands to prayer. We'll do one more of those. And this is to help take the load off psychologically if things are weighing down your mind. So slide your thumbs up the brow towards the hairline. Let it break apart. You're still pressing into your face. Using the outer part of the thumb or the heel of your hands to circle around the temples. And then come back to rest in prayer hands. Few breaths here. All right, we're gonna slip the hands under the shoulders, come down to the face, push up to all fours, and then exhale back to extended child's pose. Arms draped down. You've been working on building a new foundation. Maybe it's the foundation of a new relationship. Maybe it's the foundation in a new career, a new foundation on a new path, a new foundation after COVID and being locked in. Whatever it may be, it's about taking the load away from your lower body, away from your legs and feet. Allow the stillness of the pose and the silence that's being created. to draw you to your innermost self. We'll slide the hands closer to the knees and press down through the palms to come up. This time we're going to release the feet from underneath. We're going to come down to our backs with the right ankle crossing over the left knee. And you're welcome to stay here as you are, or you can go deeper by lifting the left foot, lacing the hands behind the thigh. I just realized I'm flexing and lifting my left foot. If you're doing that too, let it flop down. I like hooking the back of the thigh, but there's quite a number of people that like lacing it in front of the shin. You're also welcome to explore that option. We're going to release the left foot to the floor. Roll to the inside of that foot so the knees kind of topple over to the right. And the right ankle is going to stay stacked over the left knee. Now I'm spreading out my elbows, but I'm letting the hands rest lightly on the belly. Inhale, come up. Release the right foot. Cross the left ankle on top. Pick up the right foot. Thread your hands behind the thigh or in front of the shin. Let your right foot flop down. And that's the one nice thing about doing the shin in the yin form, because that foot naturally wants to descend and let go. We'll release the hands to stand down on the right foot, to let the knees roll off to the left. The elbows can fan out, the hands can prop to the belly. Inhale, lift back up. And then uncross that left foot so you can hug both knees in. Okay, step the feet down, knees touch. Lift the arms straight up, crisscross the arms. The elbows point up, and they are not shielding the face. That way, there's no block to the breath. There might be times where you may not live up to your expectations that you have about yourself, or maybe you're not living up to the expectations of others. Remember the lyrics of that song represent when we fall short of sainthood. It's okay. Just breathe. Notice how you cross the arms. Inhale, lift them up, crisscross the other way. I don't know if any of you are tennis players or watch tennis, but I just saw an article on one of the previous champions who was penalized, and I think she forfeited away from the match because they typically, I guess, have in their contract where they have to talk to media, and she chose not to. And then there was all this backlash against her, and she said she was doing it for her mental health. You can imagine being in the limelight like that, constantly being watched and observed, judged. It would be taxing. It would be a heavy burden to bear. One of her idols, I believe it was Serena Williams, was asked about it, and she said, I can relate to her, and I just wish I could give her a hug. So just consider this being a hug for your innermost self. Now, if you take the arms past the face and separate the arms slowly apart, you can choose to be here for Shavasana. This actually feels yummy to me. Or you can slide your legs out, feet at least hip distance or wider. I'm going to stay right here. With the eyes closed, cover up if you need to cover the eyes or your body. And we'll use the remainder of the time to stay grounded, to let go, and to lay any burdens down. Take a long, slow breath in. A long, slow, deep breath out. And then pick up the feet, cup a hold of your legs, and sway from side to side. Roll on, picking yourself up, forming a comfortable seat, palms open, eyes closed. Hopefully, you feel less weighed down. Maybe you even felt a little weightless at the end of the practice. Maybe more clear minded. But hold on to those benefits as you join your hands together at your heart. I'm grateful for the yogi and yoginis that came before us that kept this practice alive and well. This practice that is time tested and true. May we benefit from this practice. And may the ripples of peace spread out from us. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste.